let's get into these topics. Like I said, first one is from Gizmodo, and they are talking about how nobody actually really won that battle between Epic Games and Apple. Um, if you haven't heard about it, basically the deal is that every app that comes through the App Store for iOS, if they want to actually make purchases on it, if they got something for sale, um, Apple has to take 30% off the top.
Yeah.
That's just the way it's been. It is. And Fortnite didn't like that. And as of this court case, it technically is gone. It's technically not a thing anymore where Apple can't like actually use their app store power to stop you. So like the big issue was that like Epic was they wanted to be able to make microtransactions for Fortnite. People play a lot of Fortnite everywhere on all the consoles and on the mobiles, in particular on Apple on the iPhone. And they had those microtransactions, and then Apple was going to be able to take 30% off of every one of those microtransactions that Epic Games made, and Epic wasn't with that. So they basically sued. They kind of lost the case. It's the thing. Like they won it, but they lost it at the same time.
It's a weird situation.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I mean, at the base of it, it's just like Apple could still charge 30%, but they can't force other companies to go through their payment system. Like if Fortnite wants to do transactions, they can do them, and Apple can't necessarily. They can't deny them, which was the main thing, was that they kicked them out the App Store. The weird thing is that in this case, because Epic Games messed up with the terms of service before this ruling came into effect, Fortnite can't come back because they went against the terms of service before the terms of service change. So they won't win. I mean, Fortnite won't be coming back unless Apple, just wants to allow them back. But for everybody else in the future, all the other games, all the other transactions that can happen, now they can change their policy on transactions.
Exactly. I think that was the like you said, Mike, is that you outlined, and what it does, it seems like from what Fortnite, what Epic Games accomplished, they would be like symbolically the pioneer that has the arrows in their back, what I mean? They're like blazing the trail. Yeah. So now that from this firefight that they was in with Apple, now everyone else knows like they're going to now implement that same process to be able to, I would say, find a workaround to still be able to do their microtransactions without Apple having to dip their hands and
right.
You know what I mean? They get that smooth 30%. But like you said, because pretty much they in a way you can say that Epic kind of went about it like the gangster way, whereas though now that they on the ban list now, what I mean, from how they went about doing it, because they went their legal way. Right. Now everybody else, if they open the door for everybody else to know, okay, like this is how you're supposed to do it. So it's like it's a loss for Apple and Fortnite, but it's a win for everybody else, which is very it's an interesting turnout, because typically it doesn't work. I mean, whenever Apple put their lawyers on something, that's how they've been able to, I feel like, stand the test of time for so long, because with the indoctrination methods that they have to constantly siphon money from the people, they always have enough fundage to be able to throw their lawyers out there to to knock down anybody. Remember we had that article before where they had a little company. It was a little company that they said was supposedly using like their logo, or like, you remember we did that article. It was like a smaller company that had a pair or something like that for their logo, and Apple was like, nah, they threw their whole legal team on it. That I don't even know where that company is at, but that's how Apple goes about doing things. But because of how things rolled out this time, even the infamous Apple team, the legal team, couldn't stop what's going on. So now the doors is wide open. So I think Apple is in somewhat of a frenzy, because you're going to see that more often. I think Epic I forgot where how they do microtransactions. It's like through V-Bucks or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's called V-Bucks. Yep.
Yeah, so everybody else, you got the Madden NFL on there. They're gonna have Madden Bucks. You know what I mean? They're gonna have all type
and part of it was like Spotify. They complained too, like they were trying to like back this situation. They were trying to be on Epic side a little bit, so they till it kind of fell through the cracks. But like they complained as well because one of their issues was that 30% that they was getting charged with Apple, they had to tack that onto the fee for Spotify, which made Spotify cost
way more
than Apple Music, that don't have to put that extra 30% on because it's Apple. It's Apple already, so you ain't gotta have that 30%. But if you want to use Spotify, you got that 30%. So like now, in this scenario, Spotify can change their app now and allow people to buy straight direct without having to pay Apple for that 30%. I'm sure there's some stipulations, security things and stuff like that, because part of the whole, the grace of the App Store was that it's easy to access and it's easy to buy stuff. Now you got to put your card in the Spotify app. I mean, you got to put your card in whatever other app out there. You got to put them in that instead of just, putting it once in the App Store and then everything getting paid through the App Store. I mean, that's kind of appeal like Amazon.
I think that's probably the only disadvantage is that now that whoever comes on the Apple the platform, they have to have some type of functionality to directly enter their credit card information. Mm-hmm. To like they have the end user has to directly deal with that company now, which I mean it may pose some security risk. It may just be when it comes to the user experience, it may add an extra step that people may not want to deal with because
most of the big companies will get it. They'll deal with it. It's usually the user issue. Like if the user don't know that this ain't really Spotify, it's Spotify with an I at the end or something like that. Like they don't really know the difference. That's really when
Spotify with 2 T's.
Yeah, that's when it really become like a security risk, is when they don't know what they really put in their cards in. But yeah, man, let's go to the next topic. Games are going to be a lot cheaper. Apps are going to be cheaper or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know who wins or loses in this battle. I don't even think we win or lose in that Fortnite Apple battle. It's just over now.
It was a big ass skirmish. That's what it was.
It's just over.